Keir Starmer has been blasted from pillar to post these past weeks, just generally for being incompetent. However, one of the many things that British nationals can't stand about him is his blatantly obvious two-tier system. Whether it's policing, sentencing or government, Keir Starmer operates a two-tier system. This week we have been bombarded with news about certain protesters, rioters or people that posted on social media being arrested and sentenced. The key word there is sentenced. The government have made sure that we fast-track anyone involved in the ongoings over the last few weeks to be sentenced, and that at the expense of violent criminals. But do you remember Ricky Jones, the Labour politician and local councillor? Well, let me refresh your memory, but first hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. So this is Ricky Jones.
We've got children and women using those trains destroying the summer holidays. They are disgusting, nasty bastards, and we need to cut their throats and get rid of them all. I just want to say thank you all. I'm going to leave it now. And free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Thank you, God bless.
Now, Jones has been suspended and arrested, but funnily enough there is a delay to his sentencing. There has also been a media blackout with regard to the story. Don't believe me? Well then Google it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Very convenient. Whilst he has a delay, hundreds of people are being fast-tracked by the justice system who took part in riots, protests, and even posting on social media. They are British nationals, not the far left. Ricky Jones has not been sentenced, and his crime was far worse than any I've seen on social media when it comes to the hate speech. Now Kier has missed a trick here. Whilst people are blaming him for being two-tier Kier, they could have made an example of him to show that it's the same rule for everyone. They could have fast-tracked him and put the media onto the story to show everyone that it's the same rule for everyone. But no delays and a media blackout whilst the police flex to us as to how many people they are catching and sentencing. Very interesting. In other news, a 15-year-old has been arrested in connection with a stabbing attack in Germany, which saw 3 people killed and 5 others left seriously injured. Officers have said that the motive is not yet clear, but they cannot rule out a terrorist motive. Police confirmed 2 men and a woman were killed in the attack. The 2 male victims are reportedly 67 and 56 years old, and the deceased woman is 56. The suspect stabbed passers-by who were attending a city festival in Solingen at around 9:45 p.m, local time last night. The teenager is suspected of failing to report an imminent crime, police and prosecutors said at a press conference this afternoon. Prosecutor Marcus Caspers said officials are still looking into motives and could not give any further information. Officers asked people to refrain from speculating about the attack. They previously issued a warning urging people to stay vigilant as passers-by began placing candles and flowers outside the barricades. Police described the atmosphere following the attack as very hectic, which made it difficult to try and locate the perpetrator. Questioned about reports that the attacker targeted victims' throats, police said the attacks were very targeted at people's throats and necks. Violence erupted in the Germany city last night, with officers receiving calls from witnesses alerting them to reports of several people being wounded in the city at around 9:30 p.m. A major emergency was declared by local police, who launched a manhunt for the suspected knifeman. "We are full of shock and grief," Solingen Mayor Tim Oliver Kurzbach told journalists on Saturday morning. The incident took place at a festival in Solingen, some 25 kilometers from Düsseldorf, which began on Friday and was supposed to continue over the weekend. Approximately 80,000 people were expected to head there for the celebrations. A German musician known as Topic said he was playing on a nearby stage when the incident occurred. He was asked to avoid causing a mass panic attack, he posted on Instagram. The DJ was eventually told to stop, and since the attacker was still on the run, we hid in a nearby store while police helicopters circled above us, he wrote online. Authorities have cancelled the remainder of the weekend festival. Netflix has become fed up of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle following their latest international tour of Colombia, it has been claimed. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex recently travelled to the South American country, where they spoke on the issue of online harms affecting children, opening up about their own experiences with parenthood. Following the success of their documentary series with the streaming giants, the royal couple are also in a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix to create a lifestyle series on Meghan's cooking and a behind-the-scenes exploration of the world of polo with Harry. However, royal biographer Angela Levin has claimed that the projects will not be going ahead until next February at the earliest. Levin explained, "The documentary was 6 episodes, full of grumbles and gruffs. That did phenomenally well, but nothing else has. They're not really keen on her cooking, or Harry doing polo, or her jam. It's not original enough. It won't be until next February at the earliest that they can do anything." When asked if Netflix will be renewing their agreement with the Sussexes following the delay in their projects, Levin cast doubt on the idea. She added, "Technically they have messed up completely, because they haven't done it properly. Netflix is fed up and they've got lots of other things on their line that they can do. So I think they're not going to renew the $100,000 to keep them going." Highlighting the collapse in Spotify's deal with the couple, Grimes questioned how Harry and Meghan would continue to be financially independent if Netflix were to discontinue their agreement with them. Levin claimed, "I think Harry will try and get some money out of the king. I'm not sure, but maybe that's a reason they now want to come to the UK and see him." Turning the discussion to the couple's Colombia tour, the royal biographer told GB News that the Sussexes had no sound on the cameras filming them during their 4-day round trip. Levin revealed, "What was very difficult to understand or to accept was that Harry was asked if he would apologise about the slaves, but he hasn't any standing to do that. If by any chance he did, we can't tell because they didn't have any sound. They stopped it. I imagine Meghan wanted to keep control, and Harry didn't want any journalist to know exactly what he was saying." If Prince Harry was to have spoken out and apologised for the slave trade, Levin suggested that it would be a very difficult situation for his father, King Charles. Levin told host Darren Grimes, "It was asked, it was heard, but we don't know what he said. Now, if he wants to take on that and say something about it, it's going to be very, very difficult for the king." First of all, Colombia was under Spanish rule until 1810, so nothing to do with the British. And also in 1864, Queen Victoria's husband, Prince Albert, apologised on behalf of everybody for what had happened, so we have actually done that. And I think it's very dangerous if he starts bringing that up. What are your thoughts on the Ricky Jones situation? Let me know in the comments. Please hit like and subscribe and join our fast-growing community.